First up,
Smart.
Reefs RC smart winches. Well, smart servos / winches. So there's 900 and 1100. They're both, that's basically their torque ratings at 8, whatever you want to call it. The reason they're smart is because you can turn them into a winch, or you can use them as just a straight regular servo. All you got to do is no modification. Well, except for you got to add the spool, obviously. But you don't have to do anything. You don't have to open it up and take out any of the potentiometers or any of that kind of stuff. You just run it, right? So that, I just got to change this. There we go. So we got that is the new Reefs. So they got 1100 and a 900. And also the 44 444 also does the same thing. It'd be a smart winch. And the Traxxas, they've released this. They're calling it a faster high. They call it a high torque, but it's like 276 ounces. So I wouldn't classify that as high torque myself. It is higher torque than a stock servo would be from Traxxas. And it is on metal gears. It's higher torque than Traxxas, right? And they're saying that it's kind of fast. I'm not really sure if it really is that fast. So that's a new release from Traxxas. And okay, BM Racing.
Who that?
So BM Racing make the tiny little 1/24 scale drifters and stuff. And they make a lot of small stuff. They've come out with a new edition of their 1/10 scale, the DRR01V2. So it's partnered up with another company, SSRC or something like that, or SRRC. I can't remember exactly the name. Anyways, that's their new release from there. It's a new drifting platform, belt drive rear. These were the 1/24 scale, 1-inch Proline or Pitbull tires that I was talking about.
Yeah, those look nice. Nice tall tire.
Right? Yeah. And then
smart.
You're a racer, so I'm going to let you talk about this. This is the carpet edition from SWORKz, if you want to call it SWORKz.
SWORKz.
I love how they come out with their really long-winded names. S12-2C two-wheel drive Pro Buggy Carpet Edition. That just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
right.
So that car's designed specifically for carpet racing. A lot of places they run those types of tires.
Yeah,
it's hard on the carpet, but they just buy new ones as they need.
Yeah, that thing is so low. I like looking at the side shots and the pictures of it. It is so low, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's more like a touring car height on those things.
Yeah,
I know from the past when we ran them on the carpet, you drop the shocks down as far as you can, and they don't drop down far enough. Because off-road you need to have for the bumps, right? But on-road carpet's nice and smooth.
Right.
Wings are crucial for those. In the off-road world, these would be like the Formula 1 cars of the off-road world.
So they do make a dirt edition, but this is their special carpet edition.
Yeah, and this is something that you would convert over carpet edition to drag racing because they're low.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. It's the right length, and you could probably get a custom-made chassis that would work really good for it. RC four-wheel drive has re-released. Well, not re-released. The Gelande 2 1/18th scale chassis. Now, people are calling this a Bronco-ish, Scoutish body. It's not actually named as anything.
Old Yeller.
It's not named as anything outside of being this. Where are we here? What are they calling it here? They are calling it the Black Hawk Hard Body Set.
But yellow.
Yellow. Exactly. So let's call it the Black Hawk, but we're going to make it yellow.
It's more like a brew in there.
Right? Exotec has released it on metal housing for the 22S. So now that Losi's cranked out another body for that chassis, for the no prep drag chassis, now guys are starting to make reinforced parts and all kinds of aftermarket goodies for it. So that'll be one that you'll see blowing apart on the drag strips as people put way too much power through them.
This is cool.
Whale tail. If I've ever seen one, whale tail.
That's the way it's supposed to be. It's a Superbird.
Right? It's nice, but in typical fashion for all the drag racing platforms, it is way out of proportion. This definitely looks like a drag car that you would see on the strip, where they basically took a bunch of sheet metal and banged it all together and made a look like body, right?
NASCAR style.
Yeah. I mean, I like the black. It looks really good. I don't mind the green either, but it looked just wide, right?
Yeah, it's kind of missing some of the side detail, but you know, when in drag racing, I don't think
Nobody
you're
cares.
that.
Straight down the track, nobody cares.
Big Karen handle.
Powerhobby has released a set of SCX6 metal bumpers. Well, that's cool, and I like them all and everything. They do have LED lights in them, but the housings for the lights don't look to me to be all that spectacular. They look like just little metal dishes. On a real truck, if you're going for scale, a real truck's not going to have that, right? You're not going to have a little metal dish. You're going to have actual lights. You have been chomping at the bit to talk about this guy. So
yeah,
this is the 3 Racing.
3 Racing. They're known for like very inexpensive cars. They came out with an FGX about 8 years ago. It had independent rear suspension. It's the only F1 that's had it.
Yep.
And they've done a second release on it. And this is the one they're doing now. So
Exotec's got it now too, don't they? Independent rear?
Nope. Solid rear.
Oh, no. They just still a pan. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one here is going to be designed on the new car, on the new 2022 F1 car. It has a lot of cool stuff to it. It has like the drive motor is actually not in line. It's like going direct into it, just like how normal. There it is.
Yeah.
So the motor's going to torque like a real F1 car would.
These are all 3D renderings because the car is not actually made yet.
The guy's still designing it. He's still playing around with the design of it. I've kind of wanted to do something like that. If I was ever going to build an F1, bring the motor more forward so I can get the body lines right. I think this one here is going to be the most realistic looking F1 ever.
Now, I wonder how it's going to handle in comparison to the other companies.
Now, the FGX, not known for its handling abilities or its quickness.
Right.
I'm hoping with the tweaking he's doing to that it's going to be a better handling platform. And if not, it's still going to be a cool looking platform. Like, look at that rear wing, how it's mounted. Everything's mounted right. It's just cool altogether. Yeah,
all the imagery that I'm seeing for it online and everything that I've found on it so far, everybody seems to be talking about the 2022 body style. But nobody's actually, there's only a couple companies making that. But all the prototype pictures, everything he's got, he's talking more and more about the body design. So I'm going to jump out on a limb here and assume that this chassis is going to come, hopefully, with a designed body that goes with it, with the wings and everything, I hope.
Yes, they will, because their cars in the past, they've had special bodies for their cars. And yeah, they do it all. It's really nice. I think now that that we're seeing testing, because testing just started yesterday or today. Today or yesterday, they started doing the testing, and you actually guys see what the real cars look like now.
Right.
Because they do like a fake release. I think they last like 3 weeks. Sometimes you don't see what the car really looks like until they hit the track.
No, not at all, right?
Well, they put out their car they had earlier, which was just like their mocked up car.
Yeah.
Just a paint job on it and called it, and then they put it out for release, and that looks nothing like their car that actually hit the track.
Yeah. And then last week we talked about this the Victory tires from Proline. So here they are. They finally released them all. They're on a 14 mil hub. They're designed to drop onto that Vendetta. Belted so that they won't balloon at all, and they're supposed to be longer durability and stronger. 2.9 inch dual stage foam, because everybody's making stuff for the SCX6. As you see, they're in the higher axis for the SCX6. They're a little bit firmer foam, I've heard, than the other foams. So, GTR, Nissan GTR.
Ooh, this one here was an ugly car. Looks like a pro.
Some people love it, and some people can't stand it. Right?
It's just a wedge body. Looks like World GT body. How they're wedged out, lower in the front.
Yeah.
Aerodynamics probably pretty awesome on that car, though.
Yeah. If I was going to choose, I still think I'd probably go with that bitty Camaro. That's still my favorite body.
That's still my favorite
body so far. That's why it's so hard to find. Of all the bodies everybody's come out with, I haven't seen anybody really beat that one yet. That's my favorite. This one, I think, would make a good body for just doing my test runs. You know, you want to do your practice hits and not scuff up your pretty body. If you have a pretty body. ROCHOBBY, 1/12 scale Volkswagen Beetle. Now, you guys pronounce this.
Oh. I don't have the right accent. Sorry.
Kommandeurwagen type. Kommandeurwagen. Kommandeurwagen. There we go. I don't know. I couldn't say it properly if I wanted to. Type E, 25 Beetle. Super detailed. But, you know, it's really detailed. So this is going to be for one of those people who wants to have the really realistic looking thing. There's not a lot you're going to be able to do to this. It does have portals. It does have scale opening parts and everything. Hey,
what's the size on that thing? Like
1/12 scale. So it's going to be, it's smaller than our on-road cars, right? This is Dinky RC. They've released a new cage. This is the Apex one version 2. This uses basically whatever 1/10 scale axles you want to run. So they're running on this SCX 10-2 axles. And basically, it's a chassis that's so that you can convert your truck into a comp crawler. Now, this chassis, just for anybody who's out there, with our rock bouncing league that we run, this would totally be legit and legal. You could run this one absolutely with SCX 10 axles or whatever axle fits under it. This cage will work without any issue.
Just gotta find room to put the battery and such in there.
Right? Because everything is crazy tiny on this thing. So
I've seen a couple comp chassis in the past, and there's like parts hanging out, and wires are just kind of, you know.
Oh yeah, I think the best one is Tim's. His little Orlando one that he's got, that little rock bouncer. And like, it is so small. You basically have to duct tape the battery to the roof, and there's no room.
No room.
Stock electronics that they recommend for it. Never mind if you want to hop it up and make it faster. So, yeah.